What's up everybody, welcome to another video, and in this video we'll be learning how we can deploy our Streamlit apps on Heroku. So if you don't know what Streamlit is, I'm going to give you a basic introduction. So it's an open source app framework for machine learning and data science teams. Create beautiful data apps in hours, not weeks, all in pure Python. So what it does is you've probably been making machine learning models using Python, and maybe you did, maybe you didn't, maybe you just want to start with it. But most people who make machine learning models or who have made machine learning projects, they don't know how to deploy their projects on the web. So for example, what if I made a model which predicts something based on some input, and I want to share it with a friend, that's not nearby, who cannot access it on my computer. So, well, if it's a technical guy, then I can just send the entire file, entire source code, maybe the Jupyter notebook, and just email it to them, and they can try it. But what if he's not a technical person? If they're not a technical person, then if you could just share a link with them with which they can use your app, then that would be super convenient, right? That's where Streamlit comes in, and it can help you deploy your machine learning models on the net so that you can easily access it from anywhere, really. So, okay, now we would be deploying our Streamlit apps on Heroku, right? Now, what is Heroku? So here you can see that Heroku is a cloud platform as a service supporting several programming languages. One of the first cloud platforms, Heroku has been in development since June 2007, when it supported only the Ruby programming language, but now it supports Java, Node.js, Scala, Clojure, Python, PHP, and Go. It probably does a bunch of others which are not mentioned here. Anyway, so why are we choosing Heroku? Because there's a bunch others out there. Because number one, I've tried it and it works. Number two, it gives you a free option, so you could sign up for a free account and then you can deploy up to 5 apps on there, which is really cool, I think, for people who just want to try it. Also, if you want to buy a subscription, then it's $25 starting, I think. You can check out the pricing too here. Let's see. And yeah, so for free it's $0. For production, free obviously $0. Production $25 and up per month. Advanced is $250, which has more features obviously, and enterprise has probably even more cost based on your requirements, right? Anyway, that's enough introduction. Let's get right into it. So I have written all the steps in this notepad, and step number one is you need to create a repository on your GitHub. It's not required, but I'm going to include this step so that you have a backup of all your files on your GitHub, right? So you can easily access all your files and edit, and then if you want to change some things up on your built app already, then it would be a lot easier. So just to make your life easier, I'm going to follow all these steps, right? I've tried a bunch of others, but they were super, I don't know, like some of them I found more convoluted than the others, and this one I found the most straightforward one. So we're going to do this one. Anyway, so step number one is we're going to create a repository on GitHub. So let's go ahead and make one. If you don't have a GitHub account, just make one and then make a new repository. Let's call it Streamlit Hello App, I guess. Okay, let's give it a description as well. Our very first Streamlit app deployed on Heroku. Okay, public, let's initialize it with the readme as well and create repository. Okay, so it's creating one. I'm going to close these tabs, not required. I'm going to clone this, which is step 2 probably. It's in step 1, clone it in your PC, right? So I'm going to have to clone it somewhere. So I'm going to clone it here. I'm going to make a folder. Let's, I don't know. Yeah, let's just call it new folder. Okay, so here you can you would have to use the terminal or the command prompt in Windows. So you would use cmd, right? So here you would have to navigate to this folder, which you can do easily by copying the path and then here you can just say cd, paste the path, and now you're into it, right? So here you would say git clone, and then the link that you copied, but I would have to copy it again because I just copied the path. So I copied it. I'm gonna clone the repository. It's cloning. Okay, so here we have our thing. Now we would have to navigate to that folder, I think. Navigate to that folder, right? So here you would say cd Streamlit low app, I think it's called. Right, we're into it. So inside you have a .git folder and you have a readme. The .git folder might not be shown to you because this is a hidden file. So if you have enabled the option, it might show, it might not. Don't worry about it. If you've cloned it, then it's there, right? Trust me. So next is make a file named app.py. Okay, so you would have to create a Python file, right? Because you would be writing Python code. So make sure that Python is installed in your system. Obviously, you would need that one. I'm gonna open idle, and it's taking a lot of time. Okay, let's make a new file. Then you would have to import Streamlit, and I'm gonna make a super basic app, so I wouldn't be putting anything else. Let's import it as ht so that it's easier. We're gonna say give it a title. If you're not familiar with the syntax of Streamlit, then yes, you can check out the documentation, which is really cool. If you don't want to check it out, I'll probably be making more videos about it. So, or you could find more videos on YouTube anyway if I don't. So don't worry about it. Anyway, you can use the title function to give it a title. I'm gonna show how it looks on a website soon. So we're gonna give it a title. Let's just say hello Streamlit, and after that let's just add a subheader which says welcome to my first Streamlit app. Right, let's save it. So okay, so I'm gonna have to save it here, right? So let's just copy the path again, and I can just paste that there. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna name it app. You can name it anything really, it doesn't matter. For now I'm just gonna name it app. Okay, now open the terminal again. Now I'm assuming that you have Streamlit installed in your system. If you don't, you can just do pip install and Streamlit, and it's gonna install. So I have it installed already, so it's just gonna tell me that it's installed. Right, requirement already satisfied. And all these things, all these are libraries which are the dependencies of Streamlit. Yeah, it has a lot, I know. It's crazy. Anyway, let me just clear the screen. I'm gonna say Streamlit run app.py. What this would do is, this would run my app.py here, and it would show how it would look on my browser. It's gonna open up a local URL and see, hello Streamlit, welcome to my first Streamlit app. Now this is your first Streamlit app, really, but this is running on your local host right now. It's not deployed, right? So you can make a bunch of changes if you want to the app. Like for example, let's say that you want to add a title, maybe text, because you already added a title. Here you can say, I don't know, some text here. Yeah, save that one. And if you just go here and if you just refresh the page, you can see that some text here appeared. So it's a dynamic, which is awesome, right? I mean, you could be developing your app side by side. You could constantly see what it looks like whenever you write something. So maybe you made an error here. Let's say that you wrote something else which does not make sense. You run that, and it's going to give you an error, even though this much is running, because Python is based on an interpreter, right? So all these 3 lines are executing well, but the 4th line is giving you an error, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete that. I'm gonna save that one again, and I'm gonna refresh. So this looks okay. This looks okay for my first Streamlit app, right? So let's just go ahead and deploy it on the web. Perfect. So I'm gonna close this app.py because I'm satisfied with it for now. Okay, I'm gonna stop this, the running server, by saying Control C. I'm gonna stop. Okay, let me just close that, right? Now here, what we need to do next is, let's see. Actually, let me close Python as well. Okay. Now, next step is make a file named Procfile. Okay, so this is one of the requirements for Heroku. Okay, so now from now on, we would be making things suitable for it to run on Heroku's and on Heroku's cloud platform, right? So you would have to make a file called Procfile. So for that, you would have to open another notepad, which I have opened already, and here you can just paste this. I already have it written, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so here what it does is it says web, which means that it is a web app. Duh. sh means it is going to run. Okay, so the Procfile actually specifies the command which is going to run when you try to execute your app on Heroku's platform. So this is going to run on Heroku's internal server thingy, right? And it's gonna specify the type of setup.sh, which is a shell file, right? And we haven't created that one yet, but we would be going to soon. And this is an AND operator, and once we're done with this, we're gonna run Streamlit run app.py, which we just saw, which runs our app, right? So you would have to save this. You would have to call it, where it is, new folder, right? Okay, so you have to go all files, and you're gonna have to say Procfile, and make sure that it is exactly this with capital P Procfile, and it might your notepad might not let you save it without an extension. So what you can do is you can put that within quotes. If you save it now, it's gonna just save it as a file, and it's not gonna give you an extension, right? So that one's done. Let's check out what's next. Now you have to make a file named requirements.txt. Okay, let's open Notepad again, and here in the requirements file, you would have to specify all the libraries that you used in your app, right? So here we just used Streamlit, right? So you can just say Streamlit, and you can say requirements.txt. So, oh, it is already there. So requirements, yeah, I spelled it correctly. Save, it's there, perfect. Okay, next you need to make a file named setup.sh. Okay, also by the way, if you, let's say that you installed more libraries, let's say that you had numpy as well, so you can write numpy. If you had pandas, you can say pandas. If you had requests, you can just say request, and so on, right? So, but here we're just going to use Streamlit, and actually numpy and pandas are one of the dependencies of Streamlit. But anyway, so here we just have Streamlit specified for our very basic app. We're just going to make the next file, which is setup.sh. So let's open Notepad again. Here you can just paste this one right here, so you don't have to worry about what this does exactly. This is some sort of shell command which runs on Heroku's platform when it is trying to deploy your app. If you don't have this file, it's going to give you an error. I'm telling you right now, so don't forget this one. Don't forget any of those files actually, but don't forget this one either. So we're going to save it. We're going to call it setup.sh, and make sure that you call it setup.sh, nothing else. We're going to do all files again. Save. Okay, so we have a setup.sh file there. Okay, perfect. Now we are done setting up things. So we have all these 5 files and this one folder, .git folder, right? So make sure that you have all these files before you proceed to the next step. Now the next step is you just go to your terminal or your command prompt, whatever it is you're using, based on your operating system. So here you would say Heroku login. Well, in order to use this command, you would have to first install Heroku CLI, which for Windows you can simply find out by saying Heroku CLI. So if you say that, you can simply download it. Windows, it's obviously super straightforward. Download and install, right? So here you can download. For Ubuntu or any, I don't know, they probably have all the methods for all the versions that they support, right? So for Linux, for Ubuntu specifically, you can just run this on your terminal. For Mac, you can just download the installer or run this on your terminal again. For Windows, you can just download the installer, right, and run it and install it, right? I already have it installed, so I'm not going to download it again. So here you can just say Heroku login. Make sure that you have an account as well. So once you run this, it's going to lead you to a page in the browser. You just type any key except Q. It's going to open up the browser, and then it would prompt you to log in. It should log me in because I already have an account, and then it would ask you to return back to your CLI, meaning command line interface, right? So you can close this page and return to your CLI. So here it says that I'm logged in as my Gmail account, right? Don't spam me. I'm putting my Gmail. I'm not going to blur it out or anything. That's too much work. But anyway, the next step is, let's see. Next, you say Heroku create, which is gonna create an app for you. Now here you can do two things. You can either just run this one, which is going to simply make an app for you. It's gonna give it a default name, something, I don't know, random like floating Plato or something like that. Or you can give it a name yourself, whatever you like. So here, since our repository is called a Streamlit Hello app, I'm just gonna call it that one. I'm gonna say Streamlit Hello app. Even if you don't give it a name and you just say Heroku create, it's going to work perfectly fine. So don't worry about giving it a name. You don't have to think too much. Just run. And if the name is available, it's going to create it. Okay, so it's created already, right? Next step is you have to add all the files, all of these files. Oops, sorry, all of these files to the GitHub repository, right? To the Heroku repository actually, which is separate. So in the terminal or the command prompt, you can just say git add dot or period, whatever you want to call it. It's adding those files now. Now you can just commit by saying git commit -m, and here you can put a message like first commit or something. I don't know. If you're not familiar with the git commands, it's fine. And also, in order to use this, you would need git bash installed. For example, here I could just right click and go open git bash here, and I could just write my code there. But maybe some of you don't have it installed. That's why I'm doing it the more generic way, right? So you could just do it there. Anyway, I'm gonna close that. Here you can just say git commit -m first commit. It's gonna say four files changed: Procfile, app.py, requirements, and setup. Right? Those were the four files, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the README file is already on your GitHub, right? So it doesn't need to push that one. Here now you can say, okay, so there's two things. You could just run git push, which is going to push all of these things to your GitHub repository. We're not going to do that yet. What we're going to do is we're going to say git push Heroku master, right? So we are going to put all these things to the Heroku master branch, but we're not going to push it to our directory, right? I'm going to show it to you so that you believe me, right? So here I have nothing right now. I'm going to refresh the page for you. Okay, now here you just do git push Heroku master. Now it should push everything to the Heroku master thingy. It says Python app detected, and now it's going to install all the things that's required, right? So just wait for it. It's going to install Streamlit and all the dependencies and everything, set the environment and everything. If you miss any of these files, it's going to give you a bunch of errors, and then you would have to watch my tutorial again, right? But I hopefully didn't miss anything, so it's looking good so far. Now let's just wait here and pray that nothing goes wrong. Fingers crossed. Okay, so it's installing a bunch of things, looking good. Here we still have nothing. You can see I'm gonna refresh the page again. You can close this tab. Okay, so nothing again, right? So successfully built watchdog, blinker, validator, tornado. Okay, so it's, oh my god, so many dependencies. But it does make your job a lot easier of deploying everything to the internet, so I guess it's fine. Okay, now here you can say it says Procfile declares types web, right? Because we mentioned in our Procfile that it was a web app, right? It could have been a different kind of an app. You don't know, right? So you have to specify everything. Okay, now it's done deploying. I'm just waiting for a confirmation, and then I'm gonna check out my app live. So actually I can just copy the link right now. I'm being impatient, but maybe I'll just wait, see what happens. Come on, man, do it already. Come on, you can do this. Whew. I don't know. I should probably crop this part of the video. I don't know. But then I guess you're gonna miss my commentary, so. Wow, this is taking awfully long. It did not take this long in my rehearsal videos. What's it doing? Am I still connected to the Wi-Fi? Well, I am. Why does it say it's 9:12 p.m. here? It's not. It's 2:43 a.m. Ooh, okay. Streamlit hello app. Heroku.com. Come on. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully it works. Okay, it's loading. Streamlit. Let's see. Perfect. It's deployed now. So this is your link now, and you can, well, now you can do all sorts of things. Also, like I said, if you refresh the page, you can see that nothing is here on your GitHub yet. So that if something went wrong during the deployment in Heroku, it's not on your GitHub. So now you don't have to delete all the crap that you just wrote, right? So here, if all the things are right, then you can just say git push. Just it's gonna ask for your username and password. Oh, one sec, it's pushing first. Oh, wait a second, because I'm already logged in, right? Let's see. So refresh again. Okay, so 5 minutes ago. Perfect. So it is here. So this is your first first Streamlit app that you deployed on Heroku. Go have fun with it. Make a bunch of things, probably. Yeah, I'm sure you guys are gonna have a lot of fun, or I don't know, I don't care. Anyway, the video is out. Do what you want with it. I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.